Well, hello and welcome. It is Thursday night, and here I am once again. Almost didn't make it again this week. I beat my work. Mostly I think it's my work, but I didn't stream last week either, so I figured I better at least check in, right, Nick? Mr. Nick C. Good evening, sir. And yeah, I don't know, it might be a low energy stream because I'm trying to stay calm. I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago I had a doctor's appointment, not COVID stuff, but you know, and they basically confirmed I got an issue with high blood pressure, so I'm a little concerned about that. I think that it's like a vicious loop though, because I think I stress about that, which makes my blood pressure higher. So, but anyways, my job does not relent. So yeah, I'm in the process of learning more stress anxiety skills, I guess you could say. And yeah, so, and I'm gonna follow up about the blood pressure thing, but it does leave me sometimes feeling like when I get out of work and I can unclench for the first time in 8 hours, that all I want to do is like fall over onto a couch or on my bed like a vegetable and watch TV. Oh yeah, the tooth. I was telling Nick offline about the tooth over the weekend. Tooth is still an issue. It's not bothering me too much right now. It seems to be doing a little better. One thing that's helped, it seems to have helped a little bit, is my wife and I ordered a water pick, which I'd never had before. And so I've been integrating that into my routine, like after I eat, if I feel like anything is stuck. So for those who are super curious and want to know about my teeth problems, I think there's a space between my teeth that needs worked on. Like, I don't know if there's a cavity or a piece of like tooth came out or what, but now there's like, when I chew on a certain side of my mouth, there's a gap that I can't even really feel. Like I don't really see it, but food gets jammed in there and gets pushed up in very uncomfortable ways and pisses off, like the gums get all pissed off. So that's resulted in a lot of times where my mouth just kind of hurts. So we're working on that. I don't know if I classify it as an emergency, so that's why I haven't done a dentist appointment, because until, at least for now, where we live, until June 15th, the dentists are reserved for emergency only. So yeah, so I don't know. I guess when your tooth's hurting enough, if you're in pain, that might qualify, but I don't know. So yeah, that's the thing that's been I think that's what was a bigger problem last week too, because my tooth was hurting and I was tired from work and I just didn't feel like sitting down. Like, I think I mostly just like vegetated and slept that night, but I didn't want to sit down and like set up a microphone and talk and talk for 2 or 3 hours. Just wasn't up for it. Gun Kid, did Gun Kid get his stimulus? You have tooth related anxiety? Yeah, I've got a history of every few years needing to go get dental work done. I'm not that concerned about it. This is the first time, though, that something's come up that I probably, under normal circumstances, would have had checked out. It's not nearly as, like, I've had some toothaches in the past, like tooth problems that were super, super terrible. But this one, really, it only bugs me if, like, if I'm chewing and I get food wedged up there, which is still, it's not great, because I gotta, chewing becomes, you gotta be careful and all that stuff. But so far, it hasn't been one of those things where I'm like, I can't sleep because it hurts or anything like that. It's just mostly tender when I try to eat, if I chew wrong, I guess you could say. The small tip: if you use floss, smell the floss for decay. I don't know if I even want to, but I have been using floss as well. The appeal of the water pick is, like I mentioned, with the issue I'm having is my gums get really irritated. Like, I don't even know if it's an actual tooth pain, like in a normal toothache. Like, I'm not sure that it's even a tooth nerve that's affected. Like when you normally, if you have a toothache or a tooth problem, it more just seems like the gums surrounding the tooth area when they get agitated by food, it just becomes irritated, and so that means when I use my regular floss, everything feels super sensitive, like the gums get a little swollen in that spot when that happens. So the floss becomes a little trickier to work in those areas, you know. Tooth is bothering between, smell it for bad breath smell. Oh, I'm fairly certain there's a cavity hiding out in there somewhere. Yeah, I know something's going on, and that's my guess. It's just probably a cavity that's just like between the teeth, which is why there's room for, when I'm chewing, why there's room for crap to get stuck in there and cause a problem. So we got like the floss we use are these little disposable ones that it's like a little arm with a floss on the end, and then the other end you can flip up and there's a pick there, like a physical pick that you can use there too. So I've been using those like after every meal, and the water pick I've been pretty happy with how that works too. That seems to definitely catch some stuff that I might have just flossed, and if I, as an experiment, use the pick, it'll get stuff that I didn't catch flossing in the same spot. So here we are. This is not your average streamer, guys. I'm just like, what? We're 8 minutes into the video, and I'm talking about my tooth problems and my doctor problems and all this stuff. It's like, geez, guys. That's truly how you know I've transitioned from pro streamer to like hanging out with my friend streamer. Let's talk about my middle-aged medical issues. So have any of you guys ever played MechWarrior 5? I've been playing it for about a week now, just having fun with it. It reminds me a little bit of XCOM in the game loop, because you're the captain of a ship of a crew of like mercenary mechs, and you take up missions, and it's sort of repeated like over and over, choosing different locations to do missions. And I don't know, it's been fun running, but it's like first person mech simulator when you get down on the ground, and it's really repetitive, and I think part of it is it's fun, but it's repetitive. And there's only like maybe 4 or 5 different mission types. There's like a story going on, but it's not like super riveting. But I've kind of gotten into this groove of just enjoying getting into battle, like going to these missions and running around in a giant mech. Makes me feel good. Yeah, I do need to keep an eye on your health for sure, Nick. And that's what I ended up doing today, because I was feeling extra anxious. Like my work just kind of does that, and in some ways my job is getting more stressful because certain things, but in other sense it's just like I think I'm just becoming more stress prone, especially because now I'm worrying about my health, and I'm worrying like, oh, if I get stressed, that can, like, my blood pressure will get even higher, and then I get I get worried. And so ultimately, you know, there's a few steps like the doctors recommended on a path over the next month or two that's probably going to lead to like some blood pressure medication, at least in the short term, until I can, you know, we ordered an exercise bike that we've got coming next week, and in the interim I've been walking at least 5 days a week, like nice half-hour to half-hour walks. So I've been trying to just make a few different decisions that, you know, are in the long term, if I keep doing them, are gonna help. Because the overall issues, I'm just like I'm a guy, a sedentary dude that sits at a desk and my job all day is at a desk, and then I the stuff I like doing in my spare time is either on a couch watching stuff with my wife or playing games at my desk. And I don't have a history of eating the greatest. So, especially that could have been a problem this last year because with both my wife and I having good, solid, steady income, we can suddenly afford to have food delivered and stuff a lot without it being a major stressor. So that's one factor over the past year that's maybe made things worse. That's what I could afford to have restaurant food delivered more than I probably should. He's into mech stuff, you not so much. Yeah, there's a game called it's Battletech, and it's more like an XCOM, like turn-based. But I don't know if you recognize the music that I have on in the background, and I also don't know if sound balancing. I did a test stream last night for a few minutes just to make sure the game ran fine and try to get a sense for the sound balance, and everything was too loud except for me. So I think I made some adjustments, but so we should be okay. But did anyone recognize the music in the background? It's not the MechWarrior music. The MechWarrior music is like very like rock metal, which is fun too, but let's see. Just what I'm hearing and knowing how you look, you definitely I'm in better health than most Americans. I wouldn't say it. No, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. At least not right now. I mean, if you look at me, I don't look like I'm in bad health, but I think mostly I'm alarmed by I never really had high blood pressure like this before. So I think that's my main anxiety right now. So, and just in general that like my job is stressing me out a lot and I'm having trouble keeping calm. Like I get, and it's not in other contexts, mostly just in my job and the things that happen on my job. I get worked up. So yeah, because my job is to frequently deal with unhappy people and try to help how I can while managing their expectations and keeping them from freaking out, because usually they're asking for something that we can't do. So, the Cinepro. Have I seen most Americans? Yeah, I've looked around. Well, and that's the thing is I know a lot of people take. So I guess you're right. I mean, the fact that I'm like 46, and up till now I haven't really had to take any kind of medications. That might be, I don't know. That might be above average health wise. I don't really know, but I know that I'm heavier than the average, and I know that I need to do a better job, managing myself. And I've been taking steps since I turned 40. I have slowly taken some steps. Like quitting smoking was the big one. Cutting down on soda was a huge one. And then there are certain habits that I have that I've made habits that I think are helpful. I still will go through phases where I'll, have order pizza too many times or, whatever. But there's certain daily habits that I have that are definitely like a huge improvement over what I was doing, say, 10 years ago. You're gonna be 27 next month? Oh shit, for Gun Kid, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought you were my age. I don't know why I thought that, but you decided to cut all takeout from the menu. Well, that's the thing, is that a lot of those places where you get takeout, the stuff you get it's not that all takeout automatically is bad, but a lot of it is. A lot of it's like not, it's not healthy, like very healthy focused food, I'll just say. It's more concerned about food that what tastes good, it's like a treat. So, but I know you can go, most restaurants, you can make decisions to have healthier food, but like I'm thinking, say, Red Robin, for example. Red Robin's famous for their burgers. If you get Red Robin, you get, like, we've had it delivered a couple times. Now the thing is, you can order a salad from Red Robin, but that's not what they're famous for. And why would I spend like $8 to get a salad ordered that I could probably make just as well at home? If I'm gonna order Red Robin, I'm gonna get the burger and the damn fries, right? Because that's what they're famous for. Oh, let me look. Robot Jocks. Nope. It's funny because I was like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna recognize this, and then I realized probably not, because this is from a show that was popular in 1985. But it was immediately like all the mechs and everything I associated with. I was like, what music? I always think, what music should I set to the background video? And immediately the theme song to the show popped in my head. You don't think you've been to Red Robin? I'm trying to think, like, what would a comparable thing be? It's kind of like in a similar vein of Applebee's. It's I would consider it very similar to Applebee's, if you've ever been to an Applebee's. Like, in my memory, I get the two confused. Like, oh, if the place I used to go to in a certain town, like, was that an Applebee's or a Red Robin? Oh, yeah, we got some Five Guys around here. Yeah, but you're pretty close with Macross, but Macross, they didn't call it Macross, it was just Robotech. And yeah, this is the theme from Robotech. Let's see. I was debating because I found this clip that had a whole bunch of different stuff. Where is it? Where's the other? You ever watch this show? It's Min-May. I used to... It's all from Robotech. This is the lady that Rick Hunter had a crush on. And then I was like, oh, I could put the battle music. This is the high impulse Robotech battle music. All right, well, enough of that. We good. Yeah, I loved Robotech when but I did kind of realize at the time that they took something from Japan and they just dubbed it over to make a whole new story. And then they had the 3 different series, which, like, there was the 3 generations of Robotech, and they were all different series that were never related in Japan. That they'd just be like, oh, this is like 15 years later, and here's the people, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Robotech at least was on Netflix. I think they did they cleaned it up digitally. Now, here's the thing. I did try a few years ago to watch it on Netflix, and it was so painfully terrible that I couldn't. So I have a lot of nostalgia for Robotech, but I don't think I could sit down and watch it today. Because I watched the first episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't. Well, you kind of know I'm not, like, into the anime in general. And this has all the cheesy American voice dub over anime weirdness. See. Nostalgia's a hell of a drug. They took Sentai stuff and made a Power Rangers out of it. Power Rangers was past my time. By the team, and Robotech, I think if Robotech came out in the 90s instead of the 80s, I probably would have been like, no. It was at the right time. And there wasn't a whole lot like it. I mean, it was Voltron. I also liked Voltron. But Robotech was the first time, it was one of the first TV shows that I ever watched that had a continuous, coherent story. And there was something about that. I mean, now that I think about it, shows just didn't do that. Adult shows didn't do that. Most adult shows were just episodic. Once in a while, they'd have like a cliffhanger two-parter. But Robotech was like the entire season or series of each of the 3 series was one continuous unfolding story. You were in middle school when Power Rangers came out. Alright. So, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna check Netflix to see if Robotech is still on there. Just out of curiosity. Ooh, I don't see it on there. Voltron is on there, the new Voltron. Oh, I think they took it off. Let me see, maybe it's on Amazon now. Robotech. Alright, Amazon Prime streaming has it available. And Tubi and Vudu both have it for free with ads. So, there we go. Yeah, the new Voltron, I didn't watch all of it, but when it first came out, I watched a couple episodes and I was actually surprised at how well it was made. Because if I tried to watch the original Voltron again, I'd probably be like, oh man, but like, I know I liked it when I was a kid, but it's not holding up for me. And I watched the first couple episodes of the new Voltron on Netflix, and I was entertained. And it, you know, it has some cheese, but it was very like self-aware and yeah, it's pretty good. Reese Darby, your friend was into Robotech when he was younger. He's talked about it a few times. Yeah, BattleTech is, I'll go ahead and get into this game. I mean,
45 seconds of gameplay.
I think I decided I need the sound around 60%. The sound may be a work in progress with this. And also certain things are unreasonably loud for reasons I don't understand. Let's see. Netflix is making some good new stuff with old IP. Not everything they do is gold, but I've been impressed with a lot of the stuff that Netflix has done. Hello, Evie. Oh, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I spent the first 20 minutes talking about like my health, my old man health. The basic thing is like I'm just a little worn out. So I'm like stressed. My job stresses me out, and so and last week I was just wiped out. I wasn't like sick or anything. I just was wiped out. And I was still this week I've still felt wiped out too. Like today in the middle of my workday, I took a bunch of Tylenol and Advil, and I also took what's it called? It's like the pink allergy medicine, Benadryl. It's a generic version, because part of it I thought might be allergies or irritations, because I just had a pounding headache. But yeah, my work stressed me out a little bit, and that was the same. Like today, I was like, after work, I kind of just wanted to lay down, and I did for a little while. My wife actually was like, "You should use the Calm app," because Kaiser just announced that the Calm app Premium is Kaiser will pay for a free year if you sign up. So I did. I used it for the first time, like after I got out of work today. I logged it in and did like it's like relaxation exercises, which I'm not in the habit of doing that kind of thing, but I feel like I could be very useful for me at this point, because basically, I just need to manage my stress and anxiety a little better. Because there's a lot of stressful stuff that's been sort of cumulatively wearing me down. It's like I took that week off work because of that, but I came back and now I'm just as anxious as I ever was. It's just as stressful. And part of it's the job. The job is stressful. Part of it is just like, I think I'm at a stage, I'm just having a hard time managing that stress. So, especially since my doctor said I had high blood pressure. I think that might be one of the biggest changes. Is when I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, it makes me very... I become more anxious. When I feel like I'm anxious, I become more anxious. So... You just got your stimulus. I don't know what the variation was, because I know a lot of... We got very early on, it just auto-deposited. So maybe it... I don't know. I have no idea who got one, what, when, and why. And the thing is that was a little weird. Well, not weird, but it's like, I understand in order to do it, they had to get it to everybody. I'm not complaining that I got $1,200. But I did feel like, man, a lot of people are really needing this. And, you know, I'm not... Of course, you gotta turn it away because money doesn't grow on trees, but it's like, it's sad when I hear people having a hard time getting it, and they may be people who need it a lot more than I did. Mine just like pop and showed up, like they're like, hey, we're gonna do a stimulus, then a week later it was in my bank account. Having high blood pressure ain't no things. Sometimes feel your heartbeat in your eyes. Well, let's just say when I after work, when I took my blood pressure, it was 165 over 102, which to me is a very scary number. Like, that is never, I've never, until these weird readings started showing up in the last year, I never seen numbers that high. And this is me sitting there like chilling out. Like, I was calm, I wasn't tensed up or anything. I mean, I'd been tense all day because of my job. Maybe it was just I was riding out the aftermath of that. But yeah, Gun Kid. You know, it's it's good to know there's someone else that's like managing this all right. Yeah, we're in the middle. Oh, hey, Brad. How you doing, man? Yeah, they're gonna work towards that. The initial assessment was I probably am gonna need to be on medication, but they noted that I also had a history previously of mild sleep apnea, which might have gotten worse. And it was enough that they gave me a CPAP like 10 years ago, but it also was not considered severe. It was just like, on the scale, it was on the mild side. But I was having trouble with the machine, so I stopped using it. And I also stopped having the problems, especially after I quit smoking. It seemed like I didn't ever had that thing where I woke up. I used to have a thing where I'd stop breathing when I was asleep, and I'd wake up and be like, oh, like I needed air. And that just doesn't happen. That hasn't really happened to me for years and years. So, but we're guessing that while I'm sleeping, I'm still having that be a factor as something that's happening while I'm asleep. Was it 100? I think when I was tested 10 years ago, it was something like, they think it happened like 10 times. Something like that. But it was happening. So they said it was enough, it was there enough that I could get a machine, and I had good insurance, and they're like, here, have a machine. Army of Dark Raid. Oh my gosh, to be still. I was just talking about, I need to stay calm. And now something so exciting happens to me. It's the Army of Dark Raid. Welcome, Twilight Dragon. Welcome, Kyle Herman. Welcome, Dark Jake 13. How you doing? Preemptive, hey, Jake. You were typing it as he was entering the room. That's right. Not quite as preemptive as it appears. And hey, Kyle. Oh, I just said hey, Kyle. You said hi back, and I just reflectively, here, hi, Kyle. Again, because I appreciate you saying hi to me. And Evie. I like Eevee too, so I like it when people are nice to Eevee. How you doing, Dark Jake? This stream is probably going to be me walking slowly around my mech hangar and not doing any fighting, just admiring my mechs. That's nice. Sound like Gunter from Kick Batowski? I don't even know what that is, so I can't be ripping him off if I don't know who it is. I don't think I know who it is. Well, why are these? I haven't been using these mechs. It seems like they've reordered my mechs. These aren't, because you can only have 4 that you use at a time, but I've got a few more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Let me see. The Javelin. And Phoenix. The Blackjack. Somebody reordered my mechs. 30. I forget who had what. You have different pilots in here. Does this change who's on this part? Yes, it does seem to have updated by moving those two in the position. I've been trying different ones out, and then you have NPC pilots that are run by the AI. So it's you and 3 other people can go on missions at a time. And this is the one I've been riding around recently. It's got a bunch of lasers and some good like machine gun type physical weapons. But the one that I have done the most was sort of the main, where was it? This guy. He's got missiles, lasers, and like machine gun type things. You are looking at a robots game, Brad. They can't date because they don't have feelings, but it's what's inside that counts. And sometimes there's people inside, and those people can date. It'd be an awkward way to have a date, but you have a mech date. Why not? Simulated feelings. Because mechs are just giant vehicles. It'd be like going on a date in 2 different cars. But yeah, alright. I thought I heard Space Force was being delayed for some reason. I just saw a headline, so I don't know for sure. But I thought I heard or saw a YouTube video title or something that was like, Steve Carell says not to expect Space Force anytime soon. But I didn't look at the story or anything else, so it could be all just a big misunderstanding. But all right, I'm gonna do a mission. We can figure out a mission to do. Oh, but thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. It's not as sweet and smooth as Dark Jake 13's voice. I've always been a big fan of Dark Jake. Dark Jake's got like a full-on, like a smooth, cool radio announcer voice. And I feel like what I've got going is a little more, I don't know, rough's the right word. A little more goofy sounding, I think is how I'd put it. They laid an upcoming D&D book, which is unfortunate. You look forward to looking through it. Well, yeah, lots of things getting delayed. People not doing their normal routines. Looks like figure out what we're doing. My mechs are all in good condition. Here's the star map. There's 4 different. It's a kind of a big universe. There's 4 different factions, and I've only where these things are war zones, and that's where missions are. I think I started over here and have just worked my way this way. So this is really the only area that I've explored. I think I popped down here too, because there's the other types of zones that you can visit are these industrial zones. They're connected by dotted lines. And the rest of these stars, they're just waypoints. You basically can't do anything at them. But like this has a rare mech. But these are all like industrial hubs. And it's cheaper to repair your ships. Your ships get damaged. You have to repair them. The repairs take time. Like, light repairs can take 3 or 4 days. Heavy repairs on a big mech can take a month or more. And riders who are in mechs that get too heavily damaged can be injured and even die. And injured people, I've had pilots out of commission for over 80 days if they're piloting a mech while they're heavily injured. But you can do repairs in the Warzone stars. Apparently there are resources and there are markets where you can buy stuff, but it costs a lot more and it takes longer. So if you need light repairs, it's good to just stay out in the field. But if you get heavy repairs, and also depending on what gets damaged, you can lose your weapons. So if you've got like a missile launcher, like let's see this guy. If he takes a lot of damage over here in his missile launcher thing, he'll lose the missile launcher and you have to replace it. If his arms get too damaged and the guns that are built into those arms will get destroyed, and rather than just being able to repair them, you'll have to either have a back stock or buy new ones. It's a political compass? The map is? Loyal to Jake all the way. That's alright, Kyle. Yeah, Dark Jake's been in this game longer than I have. I think. Well, Dark Jake... Yeah, no, he said he had to go. I just realized he's getting dinner going. When I started YouTube streaming and YouTube gaming in 2015 in November, I think Dark Jake was starting right around that same time, but I think he may have started a couple months earlier than me, because YouTube gaming was new at that point. Now YouTube gaming doesn't even work. It's not even really a thing anymore. Here I am. 70s haircuts coming back in style. Oh, hey, Org Chaos. Let me see. Who... Have I missed anyone else? Org Chaos. Alright. Oh, wait. I wanted to check. I think I was checking on... We got... it looks like everyone's good. So each piece that these guys have can have these little white, where it says tier, this is tier 3, so those little white dots indicate, like these have 2 dots. Those are upgraded or higher versions of these things. And if I ever end up with anything like this that is tier 0, sometimes you need to replace something and all you've got is some tier 0 part you picked up on the battlefield. I like to try to replace those as soon as possible. But so I thought maybe some of my mechs had some of those parts, but I think we're good. So we're here. Gonna find demolition contract and defense contract. That sounds promising. And there's some story missions, but I think the story mission that's available might be a little hard right now. So I've just been... Part of what you're just supposed to do is you gain reputation, you gain money. Like you see in 16 days, I owe $329,000. Those are expenses. I think that is mostly just the pilots that I've hired. But everything costs money. So like traveling from here to here costs $50,000. All your repairs, they can get really expensive if you go into battle on a mission and you get beat up too badly. So, but yeah, the game is basically you are the captain of a ship that travels around the galaxy and of mercenaries that get hired. You're like a mech mercenary group, and there's sort of a story going on where I'm not even sure the story is not front and center in this game, but there's a story going on, but mostly you're just going from mission to mission. Well, let's see. Well, I have 3 million space bucks, whatever they're called, credits. I forget if they have a term. But it's easy come, easy go. There's my collection of mechs. Sometimes you'll get mechs in the battlefield, like after a fight you can salvage them. So some of these I got that way. Some of them I bought from markets. And sometimes I'll get smaller mechs or mechs I don't want to keep, and I'll just sell them. I'll just sell them off and make money that way. but this is getting kind of full. But let's see, let's go. The nearest star that's got missions is here, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit travel. And you sure it'll cost 50,000? It'll take 13 days, so that means time's passing towards that deadline that they're just gonna take that money out of your account. You think I make a great businessman? I don't know if I've got a good the thing that I'm not good at is being a salesperson. But I feel like I got the smarts, but I prefer being employed, working for someone else and having a steady income. I've been self-employed. I've had periods in my life, like, for years where I was self-employed, and it was a little, you know, it's got its own stresses. The third, the space box. So let's do a demolition. Demolition's fun. Patrols on beach or two are getting too close to things we'd rather not let pirate scouts see. Decimate this forward operating base for us and cripple their ability to roam abroad. So this screen where you set up the contract, there you have negotiation points, and they get higher the higher your faction is. So this faction is the only faction I've basically done almost all of my missions for. So I've got like a +5, and that lets you, like, there's a 0 out of 7, 0 out of 3, 0 out of 4. So this is C-bills, that's the money. The base value is 472, but if you crank it up, it's like if I just put it all into that, that's 1.3 million just for this mission. But there's salvage shares, and that's where you can actually stuff in the field like mechs you can salvage, and lots of parts, and sometimes you can get like rare parts, and so it's helpful to have salvage share. So it's like you start by default, you have 2, but at each point you adds a couple more, and I actually like to max these out. Then there's damage coverage. So each time you hit one of these, it's 472. You hit one, it's 480. So that's like about, you know, what was it? 472, a little over 100,000 per tick there. But damn it, if you spend that on damage coverage instead, it's almost 200 grand per point. It's a 175 about per point. So I often come out of these things heavily beat up. So for me, it's like for each of those points, I'm gonna get more value by having this insurance coverage. And in this case, I'm just gonna max it out. Max that out. And the rest of the points. So that's not bad. I could be making more of just the base payout, but the fact is I frequently come out of battles with this much damage, so it's nice to have that compensated. And there's a tonnage limit. So when you're in more newbie areas, when you get a quest, the tonnage limit is smaller, and that's the cumulative weight of which mechs you're gonna bring along. So like this one is 45 tons, this one's 45, this one's 50, this one's 50, so my total tonnage is 190. But on, like, in the easier areas, the limit might only be like 140. So suddenly I got too much weight and I've got to use smaller mechs instead. But in this case, these are all the heaviest mechs I have, and it doesn't quite hit that 200 mark. So, and then you have different people with different stats. They level their stats up. It's like his missile skill, his laser skill, and then his like ballistics weapons, like machine gun skills, different stats. And so you try to match them up with, like, this guy's got super high energy weapons, and this gun, or this thing, has 3 different energy weapons plus a rocket launcher. And so I decided that's be good for him because he has a high potential to develop his rocket skill, but right now it's only 1 out of 7. So this is a mech that's mostly going to take advantage of his high energy weapon skills, but it's also going to have some some other stuff, some missiles, so he can at least get some practice in on that. Unfortunately, I can't make Voltron, and I don't know. I don't know why not, Brad. It's just not part of this universe. It's a MechWarrior. Maybe there's some corner of the universe where they can make a Voltron. I don't know. I don't know much about actually the MechWarrior universe. I'm not really familiar with it. This is the first MechWarrior game that I've played. It's a selfish omission. Yeah, I could do some Voltroning. So I think I'll stick with the blackjack for now. I played this for a long time, and it's got a nice balance. It's got the machine gun arm, it's got a missile launcher, and it's got 2 lasers. So there's a lot more variety, and I think it's a little bit... No, the armor's the same. Speed's the same. The range on this is a little further. Should I switch back to it? What does this guy got? Yeah, you know what? It's been a while. I'll switch back to this guy. This is this one, and then we'll give him the blackjack. But the BJ1. Stands for blackjack, BJ. They want to pay the galactic copyright fee? I think I had a rip-off version of Ultron when I was a kid. Or it's hard to tell because a lot of those series, what the Chinese knockoffs were the actual real toys, and then cartoon or toy companies in America would sort of commandeer them and turn them into like their brand. So it's like, hey, it's Transformers, and I used to have Cassette Man, and for years my friends would make fun of me because instead of having Soundwave, the robot that turned into a Walkman, instead of having the actual Soundwave from Mattel, the Transformers, I had Cassette Man. And then I found out, I think it was on a Netflix series about toys, that the Cassette Man was the original one, and that the Soundwave from the Transformers was the ripoff. So take that, friend from 40 years ago, making fun of me for my having Cassette Man. I know it was the one with like the 16 different cars. That one confused me. The Voltron with the 16 different cars. I always liked the one with the lions. Lions were my jam. So the cars was just... How are you supposed to keep track of 16 different characters? It's too many for me. Give me the 5. I can keep track of 5 people just fine. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and do this mission. It's sort of a weird thing where sometimes it loads while you're on the ship and you actually disembark from the ship, which I enjoy. And sometimes it just dumps you off like this. Like, here you go. And sound is a little bit off.
Forces have established a base somewhere in this area. We've been contracted to burn it to the ground and leave nothing left to be used by hostile forces.
What the hell?
Good hunting.
This is a hard mission. First off, this is the first mission I've had that was just flat out at nighttime. So, yep, this is my mech. And the top, I wish it was during the day so it wasn't so damn dark. But the top moves independently, it swivels independently from the bottom. Kind of like the way a tank turret does. So you're constantly managing which way your thing is running versus which way you're aiming. Because it only turns so far one direction or the other. But I've taken to enjoying being in this first-person view. It makes me feel like it's a little bit like American Truck Simulator mech style. Yeah, Sony Walkman back then because that's what I had too. I never had. I don't know if I had a Sony Walkman by brand name. I always had the the equivalent of whatever the Panasonic version or some other major brand, but I don't think I ever actually had a Sony Walkman. Yeah, the sound is being a little wiggy. I'm not getting any actual combat sounds. That's one thing I've noticed is... Let's turn the music off and see what this... Okay, all of a sudden, I can hear the rest of the game sounds. I do like the music, but maybe I'll turn the music on, keep it around 50%. Okay, that seems to have reset.
Target identified. Bring it down. Leave nothing left for them to salvage.
Yeah, I'm not digging the dark battlefield. Okay, there's another mech. Missiles. There's my buddies fighting him. Uh-oh. There's a lot of mechs coming out of the woodworks. This guy's too close for me to use my missiles now. Yeah, usually the battlefields are a lot more, they're brighter and more colorful.
I got it.
I think I'm, oh shit, sorry buddy.
Taking too much damage. Component lost.
Okay. I might leave this system after this battle, because if it's all on this planet, I'm not digging the super dark battlefield. Because I can barely see anything. Alright, let's do some demolition.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here to fight enemy mechs. I'm here to wreck this base. And the best way to do that is just walk my ass right through everything.
They're operating at reduced efficiency. Keep on smashing.
It definitely has a rock and roll soundtrack. Olaf, Metalface. Berserker. Alright, let's keep this facility's down to 52% health. Where's the rest of it?
Component damage critical. Need assistance.
The integrity of this place is down to 50%. We're halfway there.
Target eliminated.
There we go.
Payday is nearly here, Commander. Just keep smashing. Mission complete, Commander. expect our employer to be very satisfied with this result. Head to the evac point for extraction.
All right, my friends are kind of getting their asses handed to them.
Requesting assistance. Component lost. Splash target.
All right, we didn't get the evac point. So even if their mechs get all the way ruined, you still get them after the battle. It just costs a lot to fix them. So you don't really lose mechs. You can lose soldiers, but I think the soldiers you can only lose if you take a soldier out into the battlefield who's already wounded.
Target is down.
And he gets wounded again. I think it will kill him. Although I thought there was one battle where I lost a guy because his mech was just, like, the whole area he was in was utterly destroyed.
Well done, Commander. Time to collect our pay.
In a much older version of MechWarrior, you get the heaviest precise guns and take out the pivot point. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Can't move if you don't have working legs. That's one thing I'm not sure how precise the game is, because I think either the mech works until it doesn't, and it gets to a certain point. Maybe it's when the leg, that's one of the failure states, or it just stops working. But I've seen a lot of damage where it's like my legs, like I'm missing a leg, but the model just shows that the leg is all super chewed up but still there, and I'm still walking. All right, so let's see. Here we had damage taken was 1.4 million. That's the most damage I've ever taken in one battle. So that coverage, usually my damage is less than this. Often I'll do, the coverage I had was for 700,000, and frequently I'll come out with, 4 or 500,000 rather. So I got my, let's see, my total payout was 1.7 million. So altogether, just strict money wise with the insurance, I only came out about 300 grand ahead there. But I do also get to choose 8 points worth of these components. So I'm just gonna pick the most expensive SRM4. I'll look for anything that's over 100 grand first. This is not a great haul. We'll take these medium lasers. Hooray. 75 for these. And I think the rest is just gonna be grabbing up some of these jump jets. So a lot of times you get better parts and they cost more than one share. Like a mech, I think I've spent as much as 12 shares on one mech. So now I have a total of 500 grand in salvage value. A lot of this stuff that I just picked up I'm gonna keep as just backstock though. But it is stuff that if I ever hit a bankruptcy state, I can sell off in order to stay solvent. If you run out of money and you can't afford to do anything, like you can't afford to make the next jump, you lose the game. But normally you've accumulated enough of this stuff in the background that you could sell off. You could sell off mechs, you can do different things. I've never been close to actually losing. So yeah, we got a little bit torn up. So now you can get a nice close-up look on how terribly abused your mechs were compared to when you left. I kind of like the walking around the hangar and seeing how trash the mechs are. I think this is the one I was just walking around in. It actually doesn't look that bad compared to some of the other ones. This one doesn't even have any arms left. Anyways. Get the repairs going. So this one has destroyed weapons and some of its equipment, like ammo boxes, were missing. So in this case, like, you just got to have a backstock of all this stuff. So there's AC2. Let's give the best AC2. And medium laser. Medium laser and 2 heat sinks. I don't know if there's a way to automatically refill all these things. I know you can hit repairs on everything all at once. We got an AC2 on that side. Wait, 6. I'll try this other one, the BF2. Nah, keep it the same on both sides. It's a higher quality tier anyways. And one more medium laser. So this is going to cost $236,000. It's going to take 64 days for this to be fixed. And part of that's more because we're doing it in a war zone. So this one didn't lose any critical components. This is the one that I was piloting. I don't need to replace anything. It's just beat up. So I can just order general repairs. This one also just needs general repairs. This one lost some weapons and equipment. I have a replacement? I only got one of these PPCs. And then a small laser. I don't have a ton of those either. PPC and small lasers. Let me see if they've got any of those in the local market. Nope, there's not much. I might actually want to make a run back to an industrial hub. Where's the closest industrial hub? Guess it's back down where I was. Oh yeah, in-game days. In-game days. Like, I can just... Like, if I want to, I can just wait it out. So... then the Centurion's going to be done in 10 days. I can just click this. Bam. Those 10 days just passed. It's just that you got this constant countdown of at certain intervals, you got to pay money. So it costs money to a certain degree. If you spend a lot of time not earning money, it's going to slowly drain your funds. But there's not a huge disadvantage. I mean, at the what my expenses are versus the type of money I'm bringing in. You know, I could get away with it, but this is a $329,000 payment that's due in 80 days, and it'll be 54 days before everything's fixed. So it might be my benefit to use that time to do other stuff too. Gotta go. All right, Evie. Well, thank you for hanging out, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. This is a reputation level 5. That sort of describes the danger of the zone. I'm reputation level 7. I've been hanging out in this reputation level 6 area, and it's been challenging. Obviously, you just see it was no cakewalk for me going through this. I don't think I want to do Beecher anymore, though. Oh, wait, I guess that Beecher has multiple planets. Okay, so, alright, my concern was that I didn't want everything to be on that lava planet. But there's like a snow world like Hoth, and then there's like a forest planet, so that's not going to be an issue. So maybe I will just hang out here until the things are fixed. Because it costs a lot of money to travel. I was just concerned. I still have some replacement parts for those guys. I'm just concerned there's a couple things on my mechs that I don't have a lot of replacements for. But we can cross that bridge when we get to it. So I'm just going to wait this stuff out. So see, all those days just went by. Now we're 26 days away from that payout. You'll be here all night. Oh, ba-dum-bum, Beecher. I mean, I don't get the joke, but... Beecher? The cheeks were down and engaged. Okay, I just saw that comment. And so this is defense and a demolition. We'll do defense. There's a few different types. They tend to run similarly. I think the map is to some extent randomly generated each time. That's the 11 damage coverage. Let's see how far we can go. Let's do that. I'm going to try to be optimistic that, because if you don't get this damage, that's just money that you're not going to get. So normally I don't get as damaged as I was last time. Yeah, it's not the, I don't know. In some ways the game is a little on the shallow side because there's not a whole lot going on once you get into the basic gameplay loop. It's a lot of repetition, but it's just fun. Like, I've just had fun with it. And I like what you do during the gameplay loop. So, hey, Yumi, you're very late raiding Jake's fridge. How you doing, Yumi? I was just saying that one of the reasons I like this game is it reminds me a little bit of American Truck Simulator, if you were in a big vehicle that could blow things up. And you know what? I think I'm gonna swap this back and I'll play the blackjack instead this time. It's the BJ, the blackjack, BJ1. And we'll give this guy the one that I did last time. So I'm gonna be in this this guy with the little laser arms instead of the other one. You know, I think I might have picked up a farming simulator for free. What's the Epic Store doing it? Like I said, I don't have anything PlayStation, but I do pay attention to free games. Like Civilization, I think they stopped, but they were giving away Civ 6 last week on the Epic Store. I tried to warn people about it. PlayStation 4. Yep, no consoles here, so... But I think either in a bundle or in a... on an Epic Store giveaway, I think I got some Farm Simulator game. I just haven't played it yet. I love my BJ1 the best, Nick. Blackjacks. Alright, let's have a nice mission in a bright, cheery forest setting.
Our employer is a factory protected from incoming hostiles. Go to its location, meet up with the site director, and prepare for a fight.
Alright, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the sound. But it seems like when I go into sound setting, it resets itself. So what am I doing? And I think in this one I'm doing, this is a defense mission, right? I should probably figure out where, there it is, that's where I'm going. See, you could run down all these trees, it's pretty sweet. Out front should have been the maze giveaway. Oh, alright. If that's how you feel about it, who am I to disagree?
Would love to take in the view. Not now, of course.
Oh, nice.
Looks like we made it here just in time, Commander.
Hey, Baxi. Yeah, me too. And it's got enough sort of mixed reviews that I didn't want to drop a lot of money on it. It's
Recon reports that the hostiles are still on a collision course with our position. Get ready for them.
Thanks for coming, Commander. Remember that you're contracted to protect as much of this facility as possible. We'd much rather pay out your contracted bonuses than reconstruct extensive amounts of the facility.
all right.
Those enemies are getting too close for comfort.
I see him.
Acquired. Target destroyed.
This is included in the Xbox Game Pass right now, Game Pass for PC. So that's why I'm playing it. I just decided to try it out because I've been curious. I didn't want to drop any money on it, and it turns out I've had a pretty good deal of fun with it.
The area is taking a beating, Commander.
All right.
Don't give them the
It is taking.
opportunity to cause any more harm.
Are my guys the ones that are running through the
Enemy
damn
forces
buildings, though?
continuing to converge on your location.
I think it's
Stay
my
frosty, Commander.
AI mechs are the ones who are doing the damage with their... Oh, wait. No, I see some now.
Target eliminated.
There's a mech coming.
Got another one.
Reconnaissance flights show increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles.
Damn it, I'm making damage.
We need that in one piece.
I'm trying to get to the mech that I need to destroy. Oh, that thing's way the F off. And here comes another one. Here comes a whole crew of them.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
That's nice.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Yeah, this guy's a little fast bastard. Come back here.
Enemy mech down. Yeah.
Like a coward. He's the one who presented his back to me. Brad.
Target destroyed.
Gotta take care of this guy over here.
More hostiles entering the combat zone's perimeter. Brace for additional contacts.
Excuse me. Look at all these guys over here.
Target acquired.
This location has suffered a beating. Try to get the attention of as many opponents as possible. We need to keep their attention on us and not their objective.
Target destroyed.
All right.
I got it. Tango eliminated.
Nice. There's another one. Anyone's coming around?
Tango destroyed.
Let's see, we're not done yet.
More enemies inbound. They really are gunning for you, Commander. Watch out.
Where are they? Oh, here they come. I think someone's shooting me from behind. Oh, I'm out of ammo on my boomy boom ballistics weapon. Shoot his robot balls!
This area is on the verge of total collapse. It's now or never, Commander.
Now I only have my lasers. And they can only fire every few seconds.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Oh, there's still one more we gotta kill. There he is. Oh, and it's kind of a toughie. Damn, this base is down to 18% integrity.
Target destroyed.
All right.
Warriors will be pleased that we have held our ground and saved this facility. Good work, Commander.
I have a feeling we took over 700 grand in damage. Let's see what the bill is. Oh, see, that looked like a lot of damage, but this time it's only 141k. So I have like an extra 500k in coverage that I didn't need. So that's not bad though. It's better than last time I had 1.4 million in damage. And I can actually, oh, it's 13 shares. So in this case, I don't even think I could have earned enough shares as part of this agreement to be able to afford this mech, but this is a mech that had I gotten 13 shares, I could have picked up and added to my collection or sold. This is LRM 10. Medium laser. Medium laser. I think small lasers I was running low on. I should probably pick that up, even though it's not super expensive. I know there's a few weapons that I do not have a lot of backstock on. There. Jump jets. Okay. So, Maxie, did I say hi? I know I've responded to you, but I can't remember if I actually said hi, Maxie. I may have and just forgot. That's just this kind of place I am in my life right now. All right. So here we are back at the ship. And one thing I'm a little disappointed at, and I don't know whether it's a glitch or not, but in some missions, when you go into the mission, you start in the ship, like you're in the mech, and you're facing this, and the mech gets turned around, and it goes like, then turns towards it. This door opens, and then you actually walk out of the ship. And in other ones, the missions just start where the four mechs are just standing, like in the middle of nowhere, or just out on the battlefield. And I like it better when you start inside the ship. It's more immersive. I don't know why it randomly does or doesn't do that. Hello. Let's see what's it. So it's looking like this time we maybe just mostly have basic repairs, not parts replacement. So yep, just general repairs all around. So you can see this time they're all going to be done in 8 days, which last time it was a total of, what was it? Is it 80 days altogether to repair all the mechs? Because one of them got totally messed up. I still need to see Pacific Rim. I never saw it when it was new, and I think I picked it up. I found it super, like, $4 at Target a few years ago, and I bought it on DVD. And I don't know that that DVD got thrown in some drawer somewhere, and I never even cracked it open. I need to see it. 64 days, yeah, that sounds about right. So we're gonna repair up, and there was one more mission in this system. That was a demolition on the snow planet. 11 negotiation points, and a total of 16 to choose from. Damage coverage. I'm gonna go for all 4. And all right, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have 12 shares, so that gives me a shot at picking up a mech. Your part of Fallout 4 was Liberty Prime. Can't remember what Liberty Prime was. I remember the name. Was that the giant aircraft carrier ship that the Brotherhood of Steel was in? Giant patriotic robot uses nukes as football. It's been a while. I need to go back to that game, though. I've been saying that for like 3 years now. One of these days. Nick, especially, needs to know. One of these days. Because Nick bought me the season pass when I was into it. Ever since I got my new PC, anytime I've thought about going back to one of my Bethesda games, it's been a problem because I had so many mods installed that I'm basically gonna have to start over. So we've got to be in the mood to start over. I mean, I know I might be able to dig up the saves, but remodding it so that the saves would be compatible would be a major task. And the Pride win. Okay. The robot thing sounds familiar, but I'm just not remembering it totally well. All right. So we selected that. I think I liked. I want to keep being in the blackjack. Here, we're gonna do another swap. I'm gonna go back to the Centurion. We're gonna give Lieutenant Burgos to BJ. It's been looking a little down. Nothing a little BJ can't handle, right? Blackjack, the mech. Got lots of lasers. Pilots love lasers. Cheers them up. Okay, so I never got that far to picking a side. Starting in the field again. I want them to drop me off.
MechWarrior wants us to destroy a local military facility. Be cautious of any live ordnance storage they might have on site. Farhad does not want to spend weeks clearing shrapnel from shredded My Army bundles.
Uh-oh. There's another, oh, with the railroad, okay. I know I got to a point where I had to choose between, I think, the railroad and the Brotherhood of Steel. And I was in a mission where I was gonna have to start killing one or the other. Where are they? And I just couldn't bring myself to start killing the other side. That was one of the things in my main game that caused me to stop playing, was not wanting to confront that decision. Oh, this guy's resilient.
I got it.
Halt and state your intentions. That makes me kind of feel like I'm the bad guy.
I'll leave the rest of the demolition job up to you, Commander.
Next tango down.
All right, boys, take care of this. I'm gonna go in and start the demolition. We'll kill some basic base defenses. Yes, crush.
Operating at reduced efficiency. Keep on smashing.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Target eliminated.
All right, let's just walk through this shit.
You've managed to demolish about half of the target's buildings. Crack on, Commander.
Critical damage component lost.
This area is on its last legs, Commander. Just one final push, and then we can all go home. We've lost the fuel tank.
Target acquired.
Excessive structure damage. I need help. Enemy mech destroyed.
Nope.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. It's even going critical. Pan, component lost. Right arm lost.
All right, my dudes are getting pretty thrashed. How am I getting the last 3% of this shit? Okay, that's apparently not it. I feel like I've leveled most of the base.
Taking heavy damage over here.
The facility's gone cold. All power signatures gone. No one's going to be able to utilize this
All right, let's
complex
get the
for
hell out of
water
here.
fit. Time to get out of here, Commander.
I'm stuck on the wall. All right, now it's time to get out of here. No time for dilly-dallying.
Splash target.
See, this is a little bit like American Truck Simulator. Get to see my throttle. Oh, see, the ship is picking us up. Why couldn't it drop us off?
Mission complete, Commander. Let's go home.
And they're all sucked into fighting stuff on the way back. All right. Now let's see how much damage we took this time. I'm gonna guess altogether we took about 1 million in damage. 2.3 million in damage? So we took this mission at a loss. Of just the money that was paid out to us, we're down almost $1 million. Let's see if we can even out a little bit with some of this stuff. No, nothing too valuable. So I got just over 1 million in salvage value. So if you take the salvage value into consideration, I basically broke even on that mission because of all the damage that I took. I'm surprised nobody got injured though. For as much damage as we took, none of them are injured. Yep, looking pretty trashed. Need some. I think the PPC needs replacement. So at this point, I might actually go to an industrial sector. Let's try Odell. Costs 200 grand just to get there. See, we can start. This guy's only needs repairs, so everyone else is gonna need parts. PPC, I think that's what I thought needed. I don't have spares of. Yep, so he officially has a part that I need to replace that I don't have in a spare in my inventory. We got PPC for sale. Yes, 300 grand for PPC. I'm gonna get all 4 of those tier 1s that they have in stock. Oh, hey Keith, thanks for dropping in to say hi, and hi to you too. Hope everything is going well. I have a chance I should pick these up too. These are a little rare, so I'm gonna dump a lot of money to buy some backup parts that I don't have a ton of. LRM5. feel like I have stuff that uses those. LRM 20. I don't think I use LRM 20s yet. They're probably for bigger mechs. AC 20. I'm blowing through so much money right now. Alright, let's check just ammo and stuff. 10 ammo. 20 ammo. Top off 10. I think everything else we're okay. We're good on stock. Check the
I know
barracks.
your story, and I'm ready to be of assistance, Commander.
I don't think I need any one of these. They have different capabilities, so it's like 13 out of 25, 9 out of 17. That's the total amount of points that they may allocate. So you can see this one. If this person gains experience and maxes out, their highest numbers, like here's 1 out of 1, 2 out of 4, 2 out of 2. Whereas someone whose max is 25, it's like 1 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 5. Numbers are a little higher. So in places that have pilots, I like to check and see if there's somewhere in the high 20s or early 30s is pretty good. And I think you can probably find, as you move forward, you probably find pilots with higher capabilities. I'm still sort of in the newbie zone. Spending a week with your older brother. All right. All right. Sounds good. Your ears pierced tomorrow. Well, to each their own. I've never been one for piercings for myself, but, you know. I know you kids love them. There were piercings were sort of a thing when I was, about the time I had hit, you know, my 18 and up. Yeah, some people were doing them. Back in the 1990s. Yeah. Alright, let's get these going. Edit loadout. Oh, there was a 4-tier AC2 that got destroyed in that battle. It's pieces like that is how the damage total got to over 2 million. Medium laser. Medium laser. That was a tier 2 medium laser. Heatsink. AC2 medium laser. Repair everything else. 38 days. One. Just your left. All right, man. Cool. All right, there's a tier 2 AC20. And that was the only thing that needed to be replaced. Good there. And edit loadout. There's that PPC. I got a couple backups for that now. 4 heat sinks, huh? And 2 jump jets. Everything else can be repaired. All right. I think we got what we came for. I don't have a ton of money to go on a shopping spree. I basically just needed to come to someplace where that had a decent selection of equipment to sort of restock my backup. My backup guns. And now I guess we'll head back. I can check the most recent story mission. Dalgon? No, obviously I haven't because I don't even know how to say it. Newish coffee fad? What is it, Maxie? It's not the one that they feed the beans to some South American lemur who poops it out and then they dry roast it. I saw like a picture of that circulating on the social media like last year, a couple of years ago. Like, nope, I think I'll pass on that one, thank you very much. But I do like coffee. All right, let's wait till... No, we were gonna go on the star map. And I was going to check... Story mission. This is a pending transmission. Oh, wait, I think I still had... Let's see. The mission is straightforward. Okay, this is an assassination. You're gonna drop you as close to target without spooking him. Then you need to locate, eliminate him once you're on the ground. After that's done, we'll fly in and exfil together. With the heightened tensions we're seeing, you should expect plenty of security on the ground. Great. Instant coffee with water and sugar into a foam. And scoop it into a glass of milk. I'm having a hard time conceptualizing that. But no, I've never even heard of that before. The cat poop coffee? View system. Oh shit. That's far away. That's really far away. That feels like that's gonna be... Huh. I don't know that area of space at all. I'm concerned that once I get over there, it's going to be a harder sector and I'll be trapped in an area that's too hard for me. So I'm going to start by heading in that direction, but heading back to the Reputation 6 sector. Kopi Luwak. Is that the one where they feed it to that thing and it poops it out and then they cook it? They sell it? And it's supposed to be super, like, expensive? Okay. A raid contract here. Now, hold on now. We'll hang out. It's only 4 days till the blackjacks refit, so we'll check out that raid contract. Enemy military foodstuffs warehouse. It may not sound like much, but it also happens to be the only supply of coffee behind enemy lines. They're talking about coffee. Now I want some. Too late to have coffee, but I'm craving coffee. Deprive the insurgency forces of it and make them suffer. So this is... We're hitting like a coffee warehouse. Alright, that's cool. Yeah. I'll stick with this. I'll stick with this loadout. And hey, Station 82. Raid Shadow Legend. Is that one of those mobile games that's getting super over advertised all over the place? It sounds like something that I tried. It sounds like I hear that term Raid Shadow Legends and I want to click through something. And how you doing, Station 82? Here we go.
Attention. Prepare for battle axe departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
I want every mission to start like this.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Our client has gained reliable intel on a series of warehouses they want neutralized. We are to proceed to each location marked on the map, verify the buildings, and destroy the marked objectives. Be aware of elevated levels of hostile activity in the area, Commander. So don't stick around any longer than you have to.
See, I like it when the ship drops me off and then you get to see the ship. Like, hey, see you later. Thanks for the ride. See you after the mission. Bye. I don't know why. It pleases me. Nolan Wolf. I woo and call to you, sir. Good evening. There's the one I was piloting that one a couple missions ago. Got a new graphics card. What kind of graphics card did you get? It's always exciting getting a new graphics card. There's a little helicopter.
Splash target.
See, if I don't let them get too close to me, I can shoot missiles from this thing. There's a big ass tank coming.
That target off the list.
All right, so we took care. Whoa! What? Oh shit!
Target acquired.
Who's shooting at me? I'm not talking to you, Siri. Shut up. I said who's shooting at me, not hey Siri. She's like, yeah.
Target destroyed.
Go ahead.
No. She's like, go ahead. Siri, quiet. Be quiet. I'm busy. I don't have time for your shenanigans.
Target destroyed.
All right. The 1660 Ti was your old one. Oh yeah, that's what I've got, Nolan Wolf. I've got a 2070 Super OC. I think that the Super implies OC. That's the graphics card that I got for my my dream machine. Yeah, this is all mechs though. Titanfall is like, it's like Call of Duty crossed with a mech game.
How do we take still shots in our helmets?
Target acquired.
Tango down. Watch it. My last kill is about to explode. Target is down.
Alright. Let's keep moving along, guys. Okay. We don't want to get bogged down. Oh, hello. These are a little too much to ignore.
Splash target.
But yeah, I've been having fun with this game. I enjoy being this feeling of being in the cockpit of this giant mech, just driving around like, yeah. Just running the shit down and everything, blowing everything up. Occasionally getting pretty blown up myself. You know.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Enemy mech down. I got it.
All right.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Where'd he go?
Objective down.
Nice. Oh, hello.
Target is down.
Hello.
Target acquired.
There we go. Missile range.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Nice.
Yeah.
Target destroyed.
I got it.
Target acquired.
Got another one.
We can leave those guys behind. What just blew up? I guess I should ignore these things at my peril. Let me go over there. We're all getting pretty beat up over here. sometimes I like the third. They call this drone view. So it's supposed to be you can actually legitimately see yourself this way by using drone view. I mostly just use it when I want to see myself destroying things with the mech. Because you can't always appreciate how much damage you're doing to stuff first person. Although it's still gratifying, knowing you're knocking the shit out of all these
This
trees.
looks so nice. I like the leaves.
He likes the leaves. Maybe we'll take this approach a little bit slower.
Pan, component lost.
Row. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Whoops, I just shot one of my own dudes. There we go.
Target eliminated. Target down and
Nice, that was kind of a tough one. That thing had a lot of speed for what looked otherwise to be a very heavily armored mech.
enemy destroyed.
Target neutralized. That was a great showing, Commander. Our benefactor will be pleased with our success.
All right, we just need to get
back
the hell out of here
construction
now.
ASAP.
Tango down.
Some missions you'll get paid extra to hang around. But not this one. You just get the hell out of Dodge before the Revenge Committee catches up with you.
Got another one.
Pack it up, Commander, before more enemies arrive.
All right. And what we got here? Did I forget to allocate my points? I did. Oh, that sucks. No damage coverage. Base payout only. That sucks. I just overlooked it when I was signing up to spend all those points. So now I barely get jack. I got no damage coverage. Suck. That sucks. I still had fun playing the mission. And I, value-wise, came out ahead by, let's see, 590 to 15, about 60 grand. Not great. So my pilot's got some experience. Get those mechs. I don't think... Oh, I guess I did take some damage on the mechs. Oh, that's not too bad. Just heat sinks. I need to replenish my heat sink soon, though. Alright, oops. Start work. See if they got any heat sinks on the market in this sector. Yeah, they got a couple. This is not an industrial sector, so they don't have a lot, but... Anything else I want to get? A bunch of 0-tier weapons. Eh. This needs a little bit of replacing. Another PPC is out. Those are kind of pricey. Keep losing. Small laser. And a heatsink. Everything else can be repaired. All right. So, anyway, this is a game I've been playing. I've been having fun with. I kind of enjoy, even though I got my ass kicked, I kind of enjoy walking around my base, seeing precisely how damaged my mechs got, like how trashed they look when we come back. But I don't think this is going to be, I think I'm going to wrap up now, guys. This is not a late stream. I mentioned at the beginning, some of you probably missed it, but I missed last week because work has been wearing me down, and I almost missed this week too. I'm just like, I've got a lot of work, mostly work-related anxiety because of my job, and it's been wearing me down. It's been wearing me down. So I don't want to try to pull any late nights or anything like that, because yeah, I know. Yeah, Nick, I mean, the little gameplay loop that you've seen just during this stream is basically the whole game. You just do it over and over again. And you are progressing. There is a progression. You are progressing towards something. I assume you'll get bigger, more ridiculous mechs and fight against bigger, more ridiculous mechs. So I know there's more to the game. It's not like I've seen everything yet. There's more to see. But the basic gameplay loop is what you've seen already. Like, trying to pick the best region to level up based on the equipment you have, slowly through accumulating money and purchasing new mechs or recovering them in battle, building up your arsenal, finding good pilots, leveling them up. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't want to stay up too late because I do not want to start work tomorrow already tired. That's basically why I'm trying to keep it low key tonight. Well, I'm glad you made it, guy kid. You've been here the whole time. So I don't think there's any risk of you missing it tonight. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm gonna do a new save. And we'll get out, exit game. And I'll go here. So anyone who wasn't here during the beginning, do you recognize the music? When I started, nobody recognized the music to this that I set for the background for the background video. That's right, happy shit, Maxie. It's a happy shit. Or was it just like, oh shit? I have a sip of water here. You did. Well, Nick, you basically, after a few guesses, you basically got it. the Japanese version of where the theme song came from. Although the Japanese version never had this theme song, I don't think. Let's see. Oh no, we don't need this. Stop it! There we go. Back from 1985. So there it is, Robotech. That theme song just kept playing in my head when I was trying to decide what kind of music I wanted to go with the video. Yeah, Robotech. A fat spliff. Yeah, thanks, Gun Kid. Appreciate that. So, like I was saying, recently my doctor, I got officially diagnosed with high blood pressure. And like high enough that it's scary. Not just high blood pressure, but like dangerously high blood pressure. So, and I'm like, okay, I need to manage my stress. And then my job has turned the stress up to 11 the last few months. So it's just like, it's all like wearing me out, stressing over it. Between the health thing, and not being able to not be stressed all week long at work. So yeah, so it's like I mean, part of it's going to be losing some weight and stuff, but part of it's also just going to try to be like, I can't just not work. And I took a week off because of basically I was worn down from anxiety when I took that week off. And it's like, yeah, I was chill during that week, but then I came back to work. It's like, well, now all the stress was just waiting for me when I came back. So yeah, or I don't think the job is going to chill out anytime soon, but it seems like the job just progressively gets more and more, it seems like it's getting more and more demanding as time goes on. So whiskey and blow, you think that'll help, Brad? Hard to lose weight when you're supposed to. Yeah, you spend most of your day in a chair. So yeah, and like today I've been making a point to go out and exercise and like walk around because there's lots of nice places to walk nearby. So I've been trying to make a point to do that for the last couple weeks, try to make that a somewhat regular thing, but it can be hard. And especially days if I finish off work and I'm just wiped out. So like last week when I didn't stream, I got off work, I ate, and then I just like fell asleep. I think I left the tweet that I wasn't going to stream, and then I basically just fell asleep. But yeah, I think if I get a little bit exercise, get a little better shape, and hopefully, focus on how to try to manage my stress a little bit better. I think that's all it is. I think a lot of it is just mental, honestly, but mental can have physical ramifications, and so that's adding stress. The worry about that, because now I'm seeing tangible signs of it. Let's see. Oh, wearing white spandex and yeah, Flash. That's how I relieve stress, Max. You don't judge. It's hard. Healthy habits are unfortunately a bit unpleasant. Makes things more challenging. So, well, I mentioned earlier too that we've ordered a stationary bike. That's one thing, is we ordered a gym membership right before basically the gyms shut down because of COVID. So like I just activated, I think it was a 2-year membership, and luckily they're suspending it, so it's not losing membership time. But we were already aware that we need to make some changes, because I started getting these weird readings last year, but the doctors were like, well, we'll come back in a few months and see if it's just a fluke or not. And I came back for other, to have something else, follow up on something else, and they took the blood pressure and it was like super high, and they're like, okay, yeah, I think we're no longer just observing it. At this point, we need to conclude there's actually a problem. So we're gonna do some stuff through them. I'm not on medication yet, but I think I probably need medication, but we're still sort of working towards that right now. But we'll see. But it does worry me especially when I'm working and I'm getting like yelled at by people. There have been a couple times recently where I actually have to, say, would it be okay if I place you on a brief hold while I want to see if I can find any additional options for you, whatever. I'll say something like that. But the whole reason for the hold is just to breathe for 45 seconds. Just stop and not be getting yelled at for 45 seconds. So, all right, Nolan Wolf, have a good night, man. What's up? But yeah, all right, guys, I'm gonna take off now. I'm gonna have a final little snack, and then sit around, let that digest for a bit. I'm probably just gonna chill out for about like the next hour and then go to sleep. But I need that wind down time right now, so that I get good sleep. But it's the Adam Sandler anger management. All right, thanks, Maxie. Appreciate that. And yeah, me too. I hope I figure out a routine that's gonna set things going in another direction, because it's stressful knowing things are not going the right direction that way, especially something that like these are health problems that kill people. So and people have these problems all the time. Gun Kid, you mentioned, it's a thing, people live with, but it's just, it's scary especially when it's new and you're not familiar with it, or you don't know, it hasn't really been explored yet, what's going on like behind the scenes. It's sort of an emerging issue. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate your support. And so we're probably looking at me trying another stream probably next Thursday. I think he's doing all right, and who knows, we'll see if anything before then, or we'll play it by ear, because I know I'm behind on some streams. But anyway, for tonight, love you guys, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Good night.